Hello, my name is Santiago Sanchez Dominguez, and today I'm going to present my second project for the semester. And the two topics that I'm going to talk about is about free fall and energy conservation. So I'm going to present a PowerPoint that is going to be here, and so I'm going to explain the topics. Okay, the first topic is free fall, and here we can see a person who just already jumped from a plane, and so he's making a free fall. So the first thing is, what is the free fall? And in physics, the movement of a body under the exclusive action of a gravitational field is called a free fall or free fall. An example of sports free fall are around in activities based on letting a person fall through the atmosphere without wing or parachute support during a certain distance. Okay, so we can take an example like the photo that I present already, that it is like without a parachute. Well, now it she has a parachute, but she is not using it at the moment, so during a certain distance. And free fall and vertical throw constitute the two free vertical movements. Those characterized by having the particularity of following a single trajectory from top to bottom in case of free fall, and from bottom to top in case of free fall. So the next thing that I'm going to explain is who discovered free fall. And here we can see a photo. His name is Galileo Galilei, and only in 1590 Galileo Galilei presented the laws of free fall in a vacuum. All bodies fall at the same speed regardless of their shape, composition or mass. He was an Italian physicist and astronomer. He was born in Italy city of Pisa in February 15, 1564. His most famous contribution to science was his discovery of precise measurements. In the field of physics, he discovered the laws that govern the fall of bodies and the movement of projectiles. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to talk about is about how can we calculate free fall. And so the acceleration to which a body in free fall is subjected is so important in physics that it receives a special name of acceleration due to the gravity represented by the letter g. So you can see g here in the example. And we have said before that the acceleration of a body in free fall depends on the place where it is. So the acceleration will depend if you let so like this from your body, so like here, or it is going to have more acceleration when you let it fall of a of a car that is taller than you. It is going to have more acceleration while the time that is falling. Here I'm going to talk about some examples of how we can see the free fall in our lives. So the first one is going to be the drop of a bomb from an airplane. This is the most rare to see in our life, because you have to be in a war to see it, and you have to be, a soldier that you can see how the bomb drops. So the next is the fall of a brick from a building under construction. The other is a cup falls from the table in the kitchen. So you can see it if your mom drops a cup or something like that. And the fall of a ball from your hands. So that can be when you're playing in the school and you're playing soccer or something like that, and you let the ball drop to your feet, and it is going to represent the free fall. So it was the last point from free fall, and now I'm going to talk about the next topic, that is going to be energy conservation. So what is the energy conservation? In other words, it can be the energy can be transformed from one type of energy to other. So as occurs when, for example, the electrical energy we use to light bulb is transformed into light energy. So you can't see the energy conservation in your life, like how the energy transforms to other, but you can know when is used the energy conservation in our lives. So the next point that I'm going to talk about is about who discovered the energy conservation, and here we can see a photo of him. And in the mid of the 19th century, there are two photos here of two different persons. In the mid of 19th century, Clausius and Lord Kelvin clearly established the principle of conservation of energy, stated as the first law of thermodynamics. This law says that the energy within an isolated system remains constant, and that energy can only be converted from one form to other. And I almost forgot to say that Lord Kelvin isn't a real name, it is like a nickname for a person, and the real name of Lord Kelvin is William Thomson. So now I'm going to talk about what is it for. So what is it for the energy conservation? And the law of conservation of energy states that the energy cannot be created or destroyed, only converted from one to other type of energy. That means that a system always has the same amount of energy unless it is added from outside. The next points are some examples of energy conservation. And there are in an electrical light loop, electrical energy is converted into light energy and heat. And the next example is in a microphone, sound energy is converted to electrical energy, while in a speaker, electrical energy is converted to sound energy. So the next point that we are going to see is why is important the energy conservation. So energy conservation is a very important resource of the development of society. Its use enables production and improves the living conditions of human beings. All changes and or transformations in nature are produced by some type of energy. The principle of conservation indicates that energy is neither created nor destroyed. It just transforms from one to another. In these transformations, the total energy remains constant. That is, the total energy is the same before and after each transformation. So the last point that I'm going to talk about on this presentation is about to be my conclusion, and it is going to be the last point that I'm going to take here in the presentation. So it is going to be the end. And my conclusion on these two issues is that they are very important for future research that may be done on some things that perhaps today we do not have the slightest idea of what they are, but maybe in the future they can change the course of humanity. So like other things that has passed in the past that changes the course of humanity, because some things that didn't have done in the past, they can, so today we can have the same things without this thing that happened. And especially for the people that discovered these issues, should be somehow grateful with they, because they changed the course of humanity and opened their eyes a little to future research that was done over time. So, and it was all for my presentation. It was the last point in my conclusion. So thank you for your time and have a good day.